Hello, my friends, and welcome to the FS Mini Train. Question: have you ever really looked at campus? Ever thought about the spaces that make it up? UTK sprawls across 910 acres, contains over 250 buildings, and is made up of more than 17 million square feet of interior space. Do you know how many windows, floors, trash bins, offices, bathrooms, and doors that is? A lot. It's a lot. And if there's one thing I know for sure, that stuff doesn't clean itself. Enter the Total Clean program run by Building Services, the largest single unit in facility services. Each zone on campus has a dedicated subunit of service aides that is responsible for maintaining, cleaning, and sanitizing the specific spaces in that zone. It includes hard floor and carpet care maintenance, restroom cleaning and disinfection, waste and recycling removal, and scheduled and routine cleaning of classrooms, public spaces, and offices. So let's break this down. There are some spaces that are common areas used daily by many, many people. So these kinds of spaces need to be cleaned daily, or maybe just after they've been used. Like the Pilot Ballroom, for example. If there's been an event in here, our service aides are the next people in the room to pick up trash, spot clean the carpet anywhere it looks like cupcakes were ritually sacrificed, and vacuum the whole room. Were you just picturing that cute little Bissell vac you have at home in the closet? That's for amateurs. Service aides are professionals, and the room is massive. So they're busting out the Chariot vac. Okay, it doesn't go like super fast, but it will take much less time than the hours it would take to vacuum with an upright model. The most obvious example of daily cleaning is bathrooms. Just about every public bathroom on campus is cleaned every day. Our service aides will sweep to get rid of the dust bunnies and other debris, then generously spray any and all surfaces that might have been touched with the cleaning spray. Now here's the thing about our cleaning chemicals. They're pretty green, so they're safe for the environment, and the surfactant in the products breaks down the surface tension in the water, effectively making the water wetter. And that means that these cold water activated products are just as or more effective than using hot water. They do, however, have a contact time or dwell time, which is the amount of time a solution needs to stay on a surface to effectively clean, sanitize, or disinfect. And yes, those are three different things. Clean, remove dirt from the surface. Sanitize, reduce the bacteria on the surface. Disinfect, destroys whatever bacteria and viruses are listed on the label of the cleaner. Contact time is pretty common amongst different cleaning products. For example, most of us probably have a tube of disinfecting wipes like this. And these are great because you can see after using the wipe, you've just moved the germs over there. Unless you follow the instructions, like how this says to use enough wipes to leave the surface visibly wet for 4 minutes. Does anybody do that? I don't do that. Building Services uses an ATP meter to determine the level of contamination of a given surface, in this case, a table. A passing level for Building Services is below 200 relative light units, but this table has failed with a score of 447 RLUs. After cleaning, we can see the contamination level is now 91. Just for reference, hospitals require a level of under 100, so while you probably wouldn't want to have surgery on that table, back to the bathroom. The contact time for the cleaning chemicals used by Building Services is around 10 minutes, so our service aides coat everything in it and move on to other tasks like cleaning the toilets and checking and restocking supplies like soap. Ooh, fun fact. We use one type of hand soap on campus, and it's actually one especially designed for us. We partnered with the School of Public Health grad group, the Clean Hands Group, which worked with DEB, the skincare division of SC Johnson Professional, to create a soap for our use. It's made with a synthetic lanolin instead of an animal lanolin, and it contains no caustic dyes, both of which means it's safe for all skin types. After the contact time passes, all surfaces get wiped down, mirrors are cleaned, the waste liner is replaced, and the floor gets mopped on the way out. Dining areas are another place that obviously requires daily cleaning, and they are large spaces, so specialized equipment that was definitely not taken from the landscaping unit goes a long way towards speeding up the process. These floors then get a good scrubbing with the floor scrubber, which sadly is not a ride-on model like the Chariot vac or the newer robot scrubber. This machine is a beast, and it's a smart beast. Once our service aides have driven it once and given it a path to memorize, the robot scrubber will suit up and set off on its own to continue the never-ending work of keeping the floors clean. It even knows how to dodge people and obstacles. But the coolest thing about this is how it works. It's an electrostatic machine that doesn't use cleaner. It uses only water, which has been given a slight positive charge, which then attracts the usually slightly negative charged dust and dirt on the floor. The dirt is picked up with the water, leaving the floor dry and clean. And hey, speaking of electrostatic machines, we can't leave out my personal favorite, the Clorox 360 machine. This bad boy was one of the major contributors to keeping campus safe and running even during a pandemic. There are two important parts to this machine. The first is the cleaning solution, which sanitizes and disinfects in one step. It kills cold and flu viruses, MRSA, norovirus, coronavirus, monkeypox, TB, cooties, probably. But it's the application that matters. This black light shows how a regular spray bottle will splat the cleaner on the side of the surface being sprayed. But when combined with the electrostatic sprayer, the solution gets attracted to all sides, 360 degrees of the object being sprayed. So while things like desks and tables still get cleaned first with the cleaning solution, the electrostatic sprayer handles the sanitizing and disinfecting part rapidly and with ease. Top, bottom, sides, every corner of these desks gets hit with minimal effort. There are many other spaces on campus that don't require daily cleaning. For example, desks and offices used by usually just one person are cleaned once a week, according to a color-coded dot system. So if you have a desk or office with a dot, here's what you need to know. Number 1, your desk or office space is cleaned once a week, but the exact date may change periodically depending on staffing and other duties in the building. You can always ask your building service aide what day your area is cleaned. Number 2, cleaning involves vacuuming and spot treatment if needed, and wiping down surfaces. However, service aides will not move anything in your space to clean it. What if that tchotchke belonged to your grandmother? What if that plant was once touched by Peyton Manning? They don't know, so they won't move it. If you want surfaces cleaned and your space looks like this, you need to make it look more like this. Number 3, if you have a waste bin set up like this, welcome to the Tiny Trash program. The blue bin is for recyclables like paper and plastic bottles or cans. The little gray bin is for anything that can't be recycled and will need to be sent to the landfill, like straws and candy wrappers. The service aide for your building will not empty your garbage can. Your tiny trash is your responsibility. Once you've filled the bin, you sort your waste and recyclables into the nearest set of larger bins, and the service aides will take it from there. Not being on trash detail for every single office and desk allows them time to do a more thorough job of cleaning throughout the building. Fridays are generally reserved for project work, which is all the other stuff that needs to be done. And it involves a lot of floor cleaning and maintenance because people just keep using the floors. In big areas like the Vol Shop, after a good vacuuming, the carpet scrubbers can be driven around as many times as needed to get the carpet clean. This is a process that requires a few hours of drying time, which is fine as the Vol Shop is closed overnight. In smaller areas and areas that need to dry more quickly, they'll use the iCapsule machine, which uses aggressive agitation and a cleaning shampoo with very little moisture that encapsulates and surrounds dirt that has been dislodged from the carpet, bringing it up to the surface to be vacuumed up. It's not all floors, though. The torch glass sculpture in the student union can become pretty dusty, so it gets lightly misted with something like water and vinegar because touching it could cause a piece to shift and potentially fall, and the water runs down the glass and takes the dust with it. And then, yeah, they have to clean the floor again because that's where the water went. Probably one of the most time-consuming and meticulous floor care processes is stripping and waxing floors. For this, you need special chemicals, special equipment, empty space, an entire day, and a team that knows what it's doing. To get the old wax off the floors, stripper is generously applied to every inch of the floor, and the low speed is used to pull up the existing wax. Some areas need a little extra attention with a razor blade and the Doodlebug scrubber we might as well have gotten from the Olympic curling team. After the wet vac removes the extra water, the floor gets a couple of moppings with some clean water and an acid neutralizer. The low speed is run over it again, then the floor needs to completely dry. At this point, the shoes come off. No, seriously, shoes leave noticeable prints that can be waxed right into the floor, so sock feet it is. The dust sheets are used to get all the particles and hairs and things up that might show up in the wax. Then the wax itself is poured onto the tile and mopped to evenly spread a very thin coat. Then they wait 30 to 60 minutes for the coat to dry before doing another coat. 5 more times. And then it needs 2 days to cure. It's a major process, but it sure makes for a pretty floor. So there they are, the largest unit in facility services working 24/7 to keep campus safe, clean, and sanitary. But remember, they can't be everywhere all the time. So if you see something that our custodial staff can help fix, please make sure you let them know, either by using the one-call number or asking one of the service aides in your building. And the next time you notice your floors look good, the bathroom is stocked, and you don't have cooties, maybe tell them thank you. That's all for this Totally Clean Mini Train, and we'll see you next time.